Go ahead. I guess Rick Lalonde did an excellent job for the second half of the season last year, but I did not hear you say, Brock, that you've nominated him as your coach for this coming season. I'm wondering why.
That's correct. We haven't actually picked our coaches yet. We are in the process of interviewing several candidates. Rick is one of the candidates. Rick, do you want to comment on that?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Just take a couple minutes, but I don't want to dwell too much on last year, because last year was I think a difficult time for a lot of us in the hockey program. I guess I first came in when Al asked me, I was supposed to come in and be just like another set of eyes in the sky, you know, help out where I could, and then we grew a relationship with Steve Simon, who I think is an outstanding individual and probably the key and heart of this program. So then Simmer decided, you know what, you can't just be there, you have to be here. So as a group we got on, and I should come on the bench. So we did this, and after a while,
good job, guys. All right, bud. I'm trying to. Fire. Always want.
Please continue.
anyways, I'll just share that it was an outstanding experience, an outstanding situation. I put, you know what, I'll be honest with you, because I know social media. I know everybody wants the guru show. A lot of people want to go to a hockey game and see MMA. You know what, as a coach, we have responsibilities. We have elements that create what we can do with our athletes. Last year, you all know as well as that, we had a financial struggle. Players weren't getting paid. Pretty hard to go down the end of the bench and tap a young guy on the shoulder and say, you know what, we need a momentum change here, bud. Step it up. The guy looks at you and says, I'm 4 or 5 games behind in my pay. Coach has to change his element of approach. I thought we did an outstanding job. I had the best guys in the room. I thought Al Wager, who, by the way, I'm going to put this out there for the first time. Al Wager, don't shoot me for this, bud. Got one pay. Al Wager worked 9 months for one pay. I worked 19 weeks for 2 weeks' pay. We were volunteers. And understand what I'm saying here. I'm not putting the focus or blame on the old ownership or anything. I just think that in reality, everybody wants an aggressive hockey team. Everybody wants a winning hockey team. If anybody knew me from my past, I have no problem with the odd or a few scraps in the game and all that, but it had to make sense. Fighting is a momentum changer. You may be down, you send a guy out to fight, he loses the fight, what have you changed? Absolutely zero. So we tried to put the common sense. Then at the end when we were trying to make the run, we got into the playoff run. We had developed a great relationship in our room with our athletes. Our athletes decided we weren't playing for the dollar at this time. It was for you, the fans, and for us as a group. And I hope some of the guys don't get mad at me, but if you would have saw the emotion in the dressing room after we lost to Jean Kerr in Game 6, you would have known I'm talking from my heart. Those guys drained the tank. Those guys competed. They wanted to have success for Cornwall. It's fans. We all know we have great fans here. We need to bring stability. Why we haven't got into much conversation on coaching is exactly that. Before I can put myself in a situation, we have to look at making sure our players are looked after. 1, a regular check. 2, stability in our lineup. We can't go on a road with one lineup, come home and play with another, and expect our team's going to be a quality hockey team every night. Sorrel, Thetford Mines, Three Rivers competed with the same lineup almost every night. Look what they did. The group that was on the ice last year wanted to give you everything they had. And to get peak performance out of your athletes, you need to make sure they're looked after. And the group did try their best to look after them, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it does affect the play. And I shared this conversation with Brock, that these are some of the things, types of adversity that we have to deal with to make sure these guys are happy. So they give you what you want. You know, when it's not going the way Mike Leclerc liked it, fight after fight. You know what? Now the coach can go down to the end of the bench and say, listen, we gotta change this. I want to say one thing. We had a quality group of guys. I'm excited about Brock being here. Honestly, we met a couple times this week, and after Tuesday, and Mitch and me and Brock met, and then seeing Brock's platform, preparation, ideas, budget, I was like overwhelmed and started to change my mind on what a part of this I wanted to play.
Yeah.
I'm a passionate coach. Cornwall's my hometown. Who wouldn't want to coach in their hometown? But it has to be right for everybody. You, the fan, my players, because as I learned in hockey, look after your players. They're the most important thing we have when it comes to playing the game. Thank you.
Mike Crowder, and I would like to congratulate you, Brock, on the purchase of the team. I don't know how much time I'm allotted, but there are several questions.
You know, Rick doesn't lack passion.
Thanks, Mike.
We're all here tonight because we all have passion for the Cornwall River Kings. There are a few questions I would like to ask. A few other things I'd like to say, and one of them is thank you to the players who came out tonight. Awesome guys. You guys made yourselves available all of last year, the year before. I've got all your autographs, all your pictures. You guys are the best in the league, I'm telling you. For that, Rocky, I think you will find out that the citizens of Cornwall, in particular the Cornwall River Kings, have an investment in this team also.
I noticed that very
I know that you've made a large investment this week. We have one also. We've bought all of the hats and the jerseys and the shirts and the sweaters. Now my question, and you probably know where this is leading to. What are you doing with our logo? Are you going to keep it?
interesting question.
Because we have a deep-rooted passion for this logo. I would defy you to go into Boston, Toronto, or Montreal and change your logo. All right? You want to change the piping? You want to change the piping? You want to change the stripes, the stars? But don't fool around with the logo, please. Okay?
Yes.
Question?
You want to hear from the fans?
Let's hear it. Well, it's interesting that about an hour ago I sent Mitch and Rod a new draft for a logo.
I'm coming, Alice. I'm coming.
I have a reason behind it. Legally, I'm looking at trademarking our logo. The current owners, no one has legal rights and ownership to the logo. Therefore, no one has legal rights and ownership to any merchandise that's sold. I could, technically speaking, put a trademark on the existing logo, but again, advice from my attorneys say that maybe make a slight change would be a better business decision. It also, on the second note, kind of goes with the theme of a fresh new start for the team. The other two owners, yes, they weren't very successful. I'm not going anywhere, guys. So I want the new logo to come to represent a new ownership, change, and again, from a legal position, more protection for the team.
Please remember, Ron,
However, I am here to hear suggestions from the fans, so if everybody... Same color. Same colors.
but please remember though, Brock, I understand that, and we as fans understand it's a new fresh start for you. It's not for us. Okay? We have followed this logo for 2 years. We've developed a fan base with using this logo. We've developed a passion for the logo. Just as a fan, single, right here. I am
Show of hands, who wants the
Suggesting
logo to stay the same? Well, I do believe in democracy. How about this? Before any logos are changed, if they are going to be changed, I will send it out to all of the fans. If you guys are dead set on not changing the logo, I will not change the logo. That is on the record.
I have a second. This rolls into a couple of different areas. Season tickets and social media. Okay. Season tickets was a topic of debate today on social media.
I heard.
I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone. I know I'm speaking for myself. I would sure appreciate it if I got news coming from Mr. Wilson. Okay, he is your media relations person, and that's the only person I want to hear from. Okay, I don't want to hear from anybody else about tickets being $250, 10% discount by June the 30th, or anything like that. If I'm going to hear any news coming out of the Cornwall River Kings office, that's the person I want to hear it from. Last year I had to hear from Guillaume Bouchard, a fan in Jonquière, from the playoff games. Is that right? No, I want to hear it from him.
No, you're responsible.
But I'm hoping that you can
Facebook
rein
tends to have a
in.
mind of its own. It's difficult to control social media.
Right, but you need to rein in the people that are working for you so that we only hear from you.
We will do our best with that.
Thank you so much.
You're cut off.
Matter of fact, can you leave?
So what are you expecting of the draft tomorrow?
We're going to leave that to Mitch.
Well, as you know, we're trying very hard to keep the same kind of core team for you guys.
Who we got Lazard?
Lassard is definitely in our plans to stay here.
What about Fluche?
We want clues.
Everybody is here to stay unless a better deal for our team is to come to make them better.
That's a political answer.
Brock has,
But you don't think there'll be issues because they weren't paid last year? I think these guys are not
there
gonna
could
want
be,
them back.
there is some guys that are not here tonight and that are a little bitter about that situation. And maybe watching some of this on cameras and that and seeing the guys at the table and the players showing up, maybe the few of the players that are doubting right now will have some confidence after Brock showing what he's offered today. Brock has come in and made a tight budget, as Rick Malone said. His books are going to be tight. I have a job to do to cut back on our salaries. Okay, so if you guys are going to bear with me, I'm going to try to put the best quality team, work with Al and Rick, for the dollar that I am to work with Brock. So hopefully I can do my best. I've only had one crack at a GM position before. It was at the Cornwall Comets. Started from scratch, so thankfully I got some guys to work with right now. And some
Good
great,
first trade.
What's that?
Great
Good first
trade.
trade.
Thank you, Mario, for And again, the draft for us, a lot of people were asking, we don't have a first, a second, or third round, and we got Chris Jutsi out of the first and third round last year. Al did a great job getting a crowd pleaser for you guys. I traded the second round yesterday and swapped the fifth for a young, spunky guy that I think affordable guy that we can keep. Mazzagno. And you know what? I got rid of a Sigouin and a LaPlante, which bringing Mario, I traded a defense for a defense. LaPlante's health was a little bit iffy, and his the cap hit is what played with him too. So definitely things to look at, and a smaller budget, but trying to put exactly the same kind of team again, and that's what we're going to try to do is win a cup here. So.
Now, are we here to say?
Can I add a little bit to help support Mitch's cause? Because I've had plenty of conversations with a lot of our players. Obviously, there was some bitterness, but listen, at the end of the day, everybody wants to play the game. Anybody that loved the game had some adversity in their career up to this point, and I think with some time that will heal most of the situations. And we're going to get 100% back? Who knows? Unpredictable. Will we get most of them back? Because of and I do credit this to you guys, it's because the fans, they will come back.
In the back?
Yeah, since, well, in 4 days, how much discussion with the existing players have already happened? It may be nice that they fit into what we want, but has there been discussion with all the players?
Every player has been attempted to be talked to, some have not gotten back to me, but if I had to say, about 85% of the players have been contacted with me. I'd say about 70% are willing to come back right now, with some of them iffy. A couple have not responded just yet, maybe on vacation or whatever, and that's only about 2 guys left to contact. So it's a good response from the guys.
Brock, we all heard about the financial difficulties the 2 previous ownership group had with the team.
Yep.
Now, my question is, what makes you believe that you can make it financially for the course of the whole hockey season, number one? We also know about the difficulties you have and the challenges you have with the Cornwall Colts in reference to the advertising and sponsorship, let alone the adversity that you face with the city of Cornwall in giving you a break. Those are a lot of loaded questions I'm asking
Those are
you.
good questions.
So consequently, what is your response to that?
Well, your first question, I guess I can't speak intelligently about the financial difficulties that the last 2 owners have. What I can say is that the budget I prepared and the revenue streams that I projected actually put this team at a profit. And that's without the existing problems with or I guess difficulties with the advertising and Colts contract with the city. So again, maybe we can chalk the difficulties of the past owners to a number of things, perhaps mismanagement or lack of trust among owners themselves. Maybe they didn't have a responsible budget. I can't say for sure what it was, but looking at my budget, looking at my numbers, and I have shown them to Al, and I have shown them to Rick, and they're very realistically. Okay, so and I have the team at a profit this year.
You do recognize there's a lot of revenue stream generated from sponsorship and advertising.
Correct.
Have you taken that into account, keeping in mind the Colts' financial contract with the city?
Yeah, so I have met with the city. I met with the city, I think, the day after I became owner. I think it was on Tuesday. It was Christine Lefebvre and Janice Robinson. And we went over the contract in details, and I did bring it to my attorneys. And basically, the only thing that the contract prevents me from doing is advertising basically inside of the arena and anything that's essentially fixed to the boards or fixed to the walls. But that doesn't prevent me. There's literally hundreds of other revenue streams that I can tap into. And
Can't
that's
you go like advertising on a bus?
I can do any of that. Anything on a mic, anything outside. You know, I do have numerous ideas, and I'm actually going to be releasing a sponsored package on June 25th, Wednesday. But the revenue streams are they're legally attainable. They don't conflict with the existing contract with the Colts. So, as is with the current contract, I have the team at a profit. And next year, when that contract is up in April, we'll go back to council. And I don't see any way politically that council could give the entire contract to the Colts again. They would almost be forced to put it 50-50, which is increasing further our revenue stream.
Are we gonna have the loan on the
Yes.
next year, not this year?
I think you should run for Kilger's job because that would be fun.
Mario for mayor.
I can give you my name too, I'm not shy, buddy.
Thank you for that. No, I'm not here to talk politics, but
Okay,
I see up there, like, there's people that have been with the River Kings since the beginning. Like, you know, are they gonna, what's the difference now? How are they gonna make it work? You know?
the team as a whole? Or the
No,
club?
not the team.
He's asking how are they gonna make without sponsorship?
Yeah, I mean, they've had
How
two
are you
shots at
gonna
it now.
make it?
Well, again, as Rick mentioned earlier,
Rick,
it's difficult to
Rick come in,
motivate.
yeah, he did a great job.
No, he did an excellent job.
He did.
Again, it's difficult to run a team if players aren't getting paid, coaches aren't getting paid.
Yeah, but it's all the other parts. The
No,
big
he's saying,
money
how are we
and
gonna make it
revenues
work
and
as a
all
team?
this and that. Yeah, it's nothing to do with you, Rick. You did a great
Joe,
job.
listen,
Yeah.
I think I know where you're going. I'm not answering what you're at, but I'll say, here's
You're saying people.
it's the ticket here is about putting people accountable, responsible for hockey. All.
How do you feel?
I always start with Mario since he's back.
Yeah, I've been in the league for 12 years, so I've been around a lot. I know a lot of players. I know a lot of situation in different teams. Trust me, it was awful in the mouth.
You taught me to go there as a fan, too.
You know, like in Laval, we didn't get paid for like 8, 9, 10 games. We still owe money to a lot of guys. Same situation, you know. The ownership there is trying to get better. It was their first year. So, you know, it was the same situation. It's hard, you know, when it's your first time being in hockey, follow, you know, you have to have a set budget, being straight, know where you're going. And the way Brock is talking, he looks, you know, straight, he's got a plan, he's looking ahead. So, you know, it's you have to trust the guy and, you know, give him a chance. I think from what he's bringing, first time I met him tonight, it looks good. You know, and in Laval last year, it was like this, you know, we were going to Rivière-du-Loup or Jonquière, 10 guys, you know. We call some guys and we say, you want to come play and stuff like this. So by the end of the year, personally, some games I wasn't able to go. I could not arrive to my boss and say, hey boss, I'm going to miss work to go play hockey, not getting paid. My boss is going to kill me. So, you know, so I have to make a decision. I have to make a decision, work or hockey. I'm not going to play hockey till I'm 50, you know, but work will be there when I'm 50. So yes, I want to play hockey and all that. And coming back for the games and like, you know, for Mitch knowing players, he's going to ask the older guys who we know, and we're going to help him out in that. You know, we want to have a team, we want to win. It's a great town. I'm really happy to be traded back here and come back to Cornwall. So, you know, that's true. Let's give Brock a chance, and you know, we're pretty sure we'll do good.
Just how many players can you sign from Ontario? You're like 10 at the same last year? I mean, you're 10 players that can play.
That hasn't changed.
Oh, okay, good.
Over here.
If I can say something about the coach, what you said about the Quebec coach. To be honest with you, like, I've been in the league and Mario's been in the league, doesn't know obviously, right? But talking with the other players last year, he's by far like the best coach we had in this league. Like, you know, like you'll say like a guy. Dean and Jonquière, like, yeah, he's good to bring people in and like, you know, he's got like an unlimited budget, we all know that. So it's pretty, but like tactic wise and stuff like that, like Rick's like been coaching in junior and stuff like that, and like he's so professional and like he's good with his player and stuff like that. And he talks to us, and he's not afraid to ask us questions because he knows the league. And like he came like after through the season, and by the end of the season, you knew every player in every team, and you knew like what this player can do on the ice, what this player can do on this, and we had a game plan that was unbelievable. Like to be honest, like we lost in 6 games against Jonquière, and like let's be honest, like if you look at the two, like it was like they had a way better team than us, but we were so prepared and we did such a good job. So like it doesn't matter like if he's black, white, yellow, or like to be honest with you, like you guys want this guy back. Like by far the best.
Do we want Rick back as a coach?
I see your players that you had last year are all willing to come and play for you. And it's important that that relationship continues. I heard Nicola talk about you, he's ready to give you a kiss.
Sign a new contract.
But you're here for a reason tonight at this head table. There's no other coaches here under consideration other than you. My question is, if you were guaranteed to be paid next year, would you come back?
You have really good questions.
No, seriously, I think the fans here would all like to see you back.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Coaching is something that's special to me, and the most important thing is my athletes. And that's the way I've been, and I've learned. And some people, like I have called Al, I've had the Bob Harleys teach me, and I can't ask for better teachers, you know? And, the one thing I learned is, and I think as a group, we need to know that now.